everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know I made a huge announcement a couple days ago. I am going to be playing trombone in the house band at the World Expo here in Dubai. So I'm in Dubai now and I'm really excited for this job, really excited for this gig. If you have any questions or want more info about the event itself, Expo 2020, you can go to expo2020dubai.com. So I've been getting a lot of questions lately about my equipment, what kind of trombone equipment I use and stuff like that. So I wanted to make a video not only sharing with you what kind of equipment that I use as a trombonist and as a traveling musician, but also now as a traveling content creator. I'm gonna continue to make videos while I'm on the road away from my normal home studio and my normal home setup. So I'm gonna have links to everything down below, so if you have questions about anything, you wanna check any products out in more detail, you can check them out. Or if you have a question about anything, just leave it down in the comments and I'll do my best to help you out and get back to you. Okay, first things first, this baby. So I get a lot of questions about my trombone case. It is a CC Shiny case by J.W. Eastman. There are so many things that I love about this case, but I'd say the first thing is probably just the weight. It is super, super lightweight. So you get the perk of it being lightweight like a gig bag, but the best thing is that this case is really hard. So you're getting that protection on your instrument. I bought this case from Joy Brass in the Tokyo area. They're an awesome brass shop. If you're ever in Tokyo, go check out Joy Brass. The staff's really awesome and they'll just help you out with whatever you need. They have all sorts of trombones and trumpets to try out as well. The other good thing about this case, it has super comfy backpack straps, so you can walk around with it anywhere. And that is a must for me while I'm traveling. I need to be able to like zip in and out of the airport and go where I need to go. Walking, I've even rode my bike with this horn on. You know, I was able to ride my bike with the backpack straps. The size of the case is great. It's actually very narrow. It easily fits overhead on any plane or any train. I never have problems bringing it on board with me. It's just a great case for travel and everyday use. Protects your horn, it's super lightweight, backpack straps, you can carry it anywhere, it's just great. Probably the best thing about it though, it comes in almost every color imaginable. Like, I'm not joking. I was just looking on Amazon Japan and it even comes in like salmon and purple and all these crazy colors. So next, inside the case, I have my trusty King 3B. This is definitely my favorite trombone I have, so it's always hard for me when I'm traveling and I have to choose one trombone to bring with me, and this is usually the one that I choose. Especially for the kind of work I'm gonna be doing, it's gonna be like a top 40 dance, party, rock, pop, funk kind of band, so definitely the King 3B is a great horn for playing that style of music, so that's why I chose it. If you're curious about learning more about the King 3B and how it sounds, I have a Con Selmer artist announcement video where I announced my affiliation with Con Selmer, the maker of King trombones, and I also give kind of like a review of the King 3B, so definitely check out that video if you want to learn more about it. Another really important thing that I always bring with me when I'm traveling is a practice mute. So this is the Okuda mute. It's from Japan as well. I bought it in a music store in Ochanamizu. I can't remember the name of it though. But it is available on some websites online. Again, link is down in the description if you want to check it out. The reason I love this practice mute is it's super lightweight. It's made out of plastic. It comes apart so you can clean it. And the best part is too, it fits in the bell of your horn. So you can easily screw it in the bell of your horn and then put it away in the case. So great for travel. It fits in the case with the horn. You don't have to like have a separate bag to carry your mute around in. If you want a little more details about the mute, I did do a video. It was my first trombone mumes video I did, and I did a little review of both this Okuda practice mute and the Yamaha Sonic Brass. I think practice mutes are definitely a must while on the road for brass players. I use it all the time when warming up or practicing in my apartment or hotel room, or also just warming up backstage before a gig. If I'm in a place where I can't really make a lot of noise, but I still want to get a warm up in, practice mutes are excellent for that. Next up are the mouthpieces. This is probably the question I get asked the most often is, what mouthpiece do you play on? The answer is that changes kind of depending what horn I'm playing on and what style of music that I'm playing. So again, the only horn I brought with me on this trip is my King 3B, and I brought 3 mouthpieces with me. The first one is a Bach 5GS. This is my favorite all-around mouthpiece for playing on the King 3B. This could be considered kind of a larger mouthpiece for a horn like that, but the reason I like the Bach 5GS is because you're still able to get down into the lower register of the horn. Now, this horn doesn't have an F attachment, so I'm not talking about like super low register, but definitely maybe from like the middle F down to the C, and certainly, you know, B flat down to a low F or E natural. Really anything below F in the staff, I feel like you're still able to get a good sound with this mouthpiece. When you use smaller ones, you kind of lose that tone quality down there. The next mouthpiece I brought with me is a Bach 6.5 AL. And the reason I like to have this one too is I think this mouthpiece is great for lead playing. So if I am playing a set or a part where it's like all in the lead trombone range, like definitely very high, I like a little bit of a shallower cup on the mouthpiece, a little bit of a smaller mouthpiece. It just kind of aids and assists in the high playing a little better. But again, you kind of sacrifice a little bit of the lower register with this mouthpiece. That's why I usually prefer the Bach 5GS, but I like to have them both just so I have options. The last mouthpiece I brought with me is a FAX 6.5 AL plastic mouthpiece. So I like to also have a plastic mouthpiece with me just because you never know. A lot of times if I'm playing a gig outside where I'm moving around a lot, sometimes it just feels nicer to have a soft piece of plastic on your face than a hard piece of metal. Like, think about it. You're moving around a lot. Obviously, you want to try to keep this as stable as possible, but sometimes this just feels nicer. Or sometimes if you're playing for like 8 hours a day or something, or longer than that, you know, long rehearsals, long gigs, long sets, sometimes this just does the trick. It just feels good. Also, something I probably won't have to worry about here in Dubai because it's really hot. This is great for outside gigs in the winter time. I almost always use this if I'm playing outside in the winter. There's nothing worse than a cold metal mouthpiece. I just hate that feeling. Maybe if you're doing outside gigs or if you are doing marching band in the winter especially, I highly recommend plastic mouthpiece. It doesn't get cold and it doesn't get all the condensation like a metal one does. So yeah, those are my mouthpieces. Diving a little deeper into the case, we have Slido Mix. I am definitely a huge Slido Mix fan. It's quick, it's easy, I love it. So I am a fan also of the 1 bottle version with the black cap, just super quick, easy. Yeah, Slido Mix. And of course, you have to have your handy dandy spray bottle. Don't have any water in here yet. So Slido Mix, spray a little bit of water, a little bit of spritz, and you're good to go. Also, I brought with me some Bach tuning slide grease. This is my favorite tuning slide grease. I hardly ever really need to use it. Just a couple drops on there will last a really long time. But anyway, it's here if I need it. And then just some simple trombone maintenance items, a mouthpiece brush so I can keep my mouthpieces nice and clean, and a snake. This is definitely my preferred method of how to clean my trombone. I also always like to keep a little washcloth or cloth in my case. I usually use it as a spit rag. If you're somewhere where you don't want to be blowing your spit all over the floor and making a mess, I have this. Or if you need to wipe up any grease or anything, any water off your slide, it's just kind of nice to carry one of these around. Another piece of trombone equipment is my trombone stand. This is from Aida, also from Japan. I got this from Joy Brass as well. And the thing I love the most about this stand is, one, it's super freaking light. This is the lightest trombone stand I have ever felt. So you can probably notice a theme with all the equipment that I'm sharing with you when I'm traveling. It is all about light and compact. That's what I look for. So as you can see, this stand folds up super tiny. This is probably, gosh, I would have to measure it out, maybe less than 2 feet long. It easily fits inside your backpack. That's another cool thing. So a lot of times with the larger trombone stands, you have to like strap them onto your case or find another bag for them, or I don't even know, carry it in your hand, but this will easily fit in a bag. It's also heavy duty enough to be on stage and not get knocked around. It's just a great all-around stand. Okay, next up, gotta bring some music books with you. This is Range Songs by David Vining. This is actually the only music book that I brought with me. Everything else I have PDFs and digital copies of, but not this one. I should probably take the time to do that one day to get it all scanned in, but that usually takes forever. So yeah, I use this book myself all the time as well as with my students, so I know I just had to have it with me. I do have a video here on my channel of me playing one of the etudes from this book, so you can go check it out if you'd like to hear what the etudes sound like, and I give a little bit of a review at the end and talk about the book in a little more detail over there in that video. So that's kind of all the trombone stuff I brought with me, all my trombone equipment. Next, let's move on to all the equipment that I'm going to use to make videos.